All right, welcome to the Kingfisher Poetry Forum celebration of the poets that have been published on Kingfisher Poetry Forum. I'm very proud that these poets' poems can be read anytime, 24/7 worldwide. These are poems of great social importance, every last one of them. And we have many of those readers, I should say writers, right here to read. And I'm going to start off with a couple of early requests. My earliest request was from Marvin Lewis Dorsey. So I'm going to bring up the screen share and bring up his poetry.
Thank you.
Go. Oh, did that work so smoothly? Yeah, so smooth.
I think there's a space in between Marvin Lewis.
Yeah. M-A-R. Okay. No worky.
Maybe try the last name by itself.
Oh, I know what happened. We used Marvin's photos on another poet. That's what happened. So he's got more than one entry here. So I'll go past that one. There we go. There we go. Finally, things are going right with the universe. Okay, Marvin, ready for you.
Thank you, Don. I appreciate it. I hate crazy ass shit. Like if it could be, I would quit. I hate crazy ass shit. Like people sleeping on sidewalks, like people hating each other for colors of skin. I hate crazy ass shit. Like if someone told you what I said I meant, would you believe them? Thanks, Don.
Thank you, Marvin. All right. Other earlier requester is Mr. Chai T. So I'm going to bring up your poetry, sir. Here we go.
And so she's been to me, and this project kind of evolved naturally.
Excuse me, why are we still having a tape
curation
of Ellen Mabie's poem
curators
in
are
the
also
background? I can't hear the poet that just
Absolutely.
talked.
Oh, it was going on while Marvin was talking?
Yes.
All right.
Oh, I think it's just for you, Milad. You might have a video playing in the
I
background.
didn't hear it then, but I hear it now.
We didn't hear it. Nobody else heard it.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Until
just
you
on your
came back
computer.
on, and when you were on orally, we heard
I
something
think
in
the
the
most
background.
magic thing of Ellen, and it's
Hello?
reason again, I'm going to ask everybody to please mute yourselves.
Don, that guy who claimed he couldn't hear, and that he had Ellen, he bought in that sound with him too.
yeah, emulate the
What's
process.
that?
You think
The
one of
guy is still
magic
talking.
qualities is like
Security. I locked the meeting, enabled the waiting room. All I got left is removing participants. I don't want to do that. I got 18 participants.
Why do we think Ellen bought in the bomb? Somebody bought in the bomb. I don't know if it was Ellen, but it's, it's attached to somebody's entry,
Yeah.
And so I don't know. We could all, I don't know.
All right. I'm going to click on mute all. Please forgive me. I'm gonna ask Chai to please unmute yourself.
Oh, nice.
Hey, Chai, go ahead, sir.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Chai, and this is a. Oh, hang on.
Yeah, which one should I put up?
Okay, yeah. So this is a love letter to my best friend Camille. You never forget your first. Every morning, I look forward to getting in you and turn you on till you exhaust. Your body, sleek, slender, vanilla skin, a little rough around the edges, with your rear end beholding a large crack, but a nice crack, in my opinion. You carry a dump trunk to hold my love. The way you speak when I turn you, they don't make you like you anymore. I know you are used goods. The way you reliably fit me and four guys. Now, my grandpa may have taught me how to ride you, but when my auntie first bought you at a Toyota dealership in '99, named you after Claude Monet's wife, Camille the Camry, a model and an inspiration, you always supported my butt, shaking me in my seat and came in clutch. A bit high maintenance, but loving it when I gave you gas. You are a classy chassis, a powerhouse steering me in the right direction. You help me run errands, fulfilling my transmission. Your eyes beaming. I appreciate your head lighting up the road. You are for real. Driving you was no drag on freeways, always on the dash, never bored, but the pedal to the metal, no spoilers, but you are worth the DMV lines. And I don't care what others say about you. You've taken a lot of shit from birds. You absorbed my shock. Catalyst convert my mixed emotions when I need to vent. You are my karaoke when I needed to be okay, my escape when I need to find my bearings. You are a vessel of memories as I'm looking in the rear view so I can reflect on my first road trips, my first kiss, charged with assault on your battery as my safety neutral when I'd break down, that it killed me when you finally broke down. And I hoped car years would last as long as human years. You carried three of my generations, held my hand from elementary to university. We traveled more miles than from here to the moon. So beyond the pavements, you spilled oil. The uphill battles of LA soil, I thank you for our journey together, my ride and die, for I wouldn't have survived, for you have always been my drive. Thank you everyone for listening, and
Thank you, Chai.
thank you, Don King, for having us.
Ching chinks it away.
Okay, next up on my list is Lynn Bronstein. Gonna find her poem right here.
I have it on my document if you don't find it.
I'll find it.
Okay. But the writing is very tiny on the screen share.
I can increase it. I have to
Dawn,
admit, I was a little
Dawn,
rattled there, but it seems our
There's-
problem is over, right?
no major problem. I couldn't hear again. There are
This
two,
was my first time
somebody
reading it out
just
loud, by
kept
the way.
talking about maybe's
Ellen.
work and myth and so on. So I couldn't even hear the poet read his.
Okay, so someone's infiltrating, huh? I've got 16 participants. It's a closed meeting. No one can join.
Don,
Yeah,
it's very curious. Both times Sterling came in, I heard the reader perfectly, and yet when Shirley came in, I could hear background noise as Sterling placed his complaint. So I don't know.
so I can read it. This is my first time reading it.
Hello?
Yeah, hi, Lynn. We're almost ready for you. We're just trying to solve this problem real quick. Okay, so GT, you were asking Sterling something and he responded?
No, I'm just saying, no, when he came in, when he turned his mute off and came in and registered his inability to hear, because I had heard both those poets
Yeah, me too.
perfectly. And then,
Perfectly,
but
yeah.
when he came in, he bought in, I could hear in the background this voice again, that same some problem, not only his register, but when he unmuted,
Hey,
that
yeah,
sound
go
came
ahead.
in.
Unmute Sterling. Go ahead, sir.
Who
Is somebody
owns our
reading right
lives
now?
and who owns our age?
Yeah,
Who-
now I'm hearing it from you. Yes, Sterling.
Who owns our rage?
Can nobody else
Who
hear
makes
that?
the melody and who
No,
sets
just you.
Peter pays Paul, but who must pay Peter?
Peter
Every bright dawn
pays
spots
Paul,
words
but
that
Paul
we
must
grew.
play Peter.
Every
Yeah.
definition,
Somebody else's poem.
each definition.
It's coming from you because everybody else is muted.
That epic will
No,
rise
but
as
that's
sure as our
coming,
day.
what you hear
These
is
words
what's
absorb
on my
power
computer
from
coming from
sharper
you.
rays.
Yeah,
Our
can you?
meek testament
Maybe I should just
still
sign out or
result
something.
Yeah,
in innate marvel.
try it. Try it.
But
Try it.
but it's
Well,
focused on the person is
battling for-
analyzing.
Yeah, whatever
I'm
it
just
is, it's
saying,
not
when
part of
it's-
this.
So I don't
Yeah, you
get
hit
it.
the nail on the head, GT. You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, he's
Inhabit
bringing it in.
our
So if he
time.
checks out and come back in, maybe he can drop it, but he's bringing it in.
We wonder if we live,
Okay,
we resist.
Okay,
I'm gonna leave the meeting now. And that brings up another. Okay, he left. So we'll see if it works.
At Brownstein Reed, let's go. See.
Well, can I read my poem?
Are we under the best conditions right now? I guess we'll try. I don't know. I envision this being, not bombed.
Well, my poem is called Weather Report. I'll try it. Clouds thick enough to be a chilly blanket, and days go by without seeing the sun. Maps of what the coast will look like when most of it is underwater. Smoke from wildfires covering the better part of 3 states. And security guards say, don't sit in this row. These seats are reserved. Days go by without seeing the sun, and still no one is taking the reserved seats. Your name is not on the comp list, and smoke from wildfires is covering 3 states. Voices on the phone say you're not covered for insurance, and maps show what the coast will look like when even the airport is underwater. You're not allowed in first class on the airplane, and days go by without seeing the sun. Don't sit there. Those seats are hundreds of dollars and you can't afford that. But you want to see the sun without paying those hundreds of dollars. Your name is not on the comp list. The computer can't find you. A computer asks you to prove you are human, and a computer is doing your job. And you can't sit in those seats down in the front because you didn't pay hundreds of dollars that you can't earn because you are not a computer. You sit in that forbidden seat anyway. The guardians of the elite look at you, and their look is as chilly as cloud blankets. And you realize that this is where the weather comes from.
Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you.
Okay, next up on my list is Spencer Griffin. So go ahead and unmute yourself, Spencer, and I'm gonna bring up your page.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Which poem would you
Ah.
like to read, sir?
This one?
Okay.
Yeah. This one, right now, it's exclusive to this website. I do have a book currently published that I think some of you saw at Beyond Baroque. And this one is not in it, but I saw that a lot of people here were writing things relating to politics. And so I tried to, my challenge was to see if I could do something like that that was kind of kid friendly. And so here it is. Many, many years ago, under the British rule, there was a man named George III, and what he did wasn't cool. He taxed our tea, and then when he heard people cry out against it, he didn't listen to them, and instead he just got defensive. His monarchy turned to anarchy with each growing frustration. The people had enough of his taxation without representation, so angrily they threw their tea into the Boston harbor. They marched away in protest and then declared with much ardor, "Your rule must end, O royal friend. Do not make us come back." He listened clear, for he had feared he was under attack. And so the time had come at last for us to build a new nation. We call it the United States, a land of innovation. With the birth of this new country came a new way to take charge, a way that we call voting, where the nation by and large decided between presidents instead of kings or queens, of who would win and who would lose in our land of hopes and dreams. Here's some more facts at the max they could serve for 8 years. That way we could put aside any uneasy fears of what would happen if anyone took charge for too long. For in our great United States, we tried hard to do no wrong. Now, no nation is perfect. We still have much to work out. But in the meantime, at least we can know without a doubt that our system of voting freed us from a once oppressive reign. So maybe we can learn from this how to live in peace again.
Thank you, Spencer.
No problem. Thank you, Len. I see she's applauding. And thank you, Don, for having me on here. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Hope to see you Monday. All right. Next up is S.A. Gerber. There he is. Which poem would you like to read, S.A.? First unmute yourself. He's working on unmuting. Still muted, sir. I'm experiencing deja vu.
Yeah, while we're relating, we can see the image that says Universal Life Church.
Yeah, I was a member of that. Were you a member of that?
I am a minister of that church too.
Yeah,
My
and
number is
I was a
17
very young member.
17,928 is my number.
Oh, no, I didn't keep up my membership.
Am I unmuted?
Yes, sir, you're clear. Yeah.
Ah,
Way to
all right, so
go.
we have some fellow ministers, so I'll write,
Let's do it.
I'll read that one. Thank you, Don, once again, and hello, everybody that I think we've met over the years or weeks or whatever. It's called Certifiable. It has come to pass. I have renewed my credentials from years ago with the Universal Life Church, and they have arrived. They had no record on me, but still, you have heard of the Right Reverend Wright. Well, now I am the wrong Reverend Gerber. For an additional fee, I could have been a rabbi, but then I would be in a higher tax bracket. As of the 16th day of July, 2021, I have again been certified. Some say I was certifiable years before that, but I'm a man of the cloth, wholesale, of course. I'm available for weddings, divorces, funerals, and bar mitzvahs. Not to mention bris, but that costs a little extra. I also think in some cases I can hear confessions, but I will refrain. I have my own problems in Michigas. Anyway, I will be easily accessible once I get my TV ministry underway. Stay tuned. Shalom and goodbye until then.
Thank you, S.A. Next up is Angel Guerrero. I will find your poem. Which poem would you like to read, Angel, and you got to unmute yourself? Unmute. Still muted. Still muted. Oh. See if I can be of any help. Here. There you go. That works. Yay.
Thank you so much.
Glad to have you here. Angel, which poem would you like to read?
Which poem would you like to hear?
Oh, stand-up's kind of short. Lola's longer. Fort Hood. It's pretty heavy duty.
Fort Hood?
Fort Hood it is.
Very good. Fort Hood. Oh, say, can you see Fort Hood? In the dawn's early light, Fort Hood, I stand in solidarity with the people of this beautiful land. I stand and honor those who fell, those that were sacrificed for no reason. What so proudly we hailed, Fort Hood. I stand small and brown against the red and blue horizon, watching our flag at half-mast. Those broad stripes and bright stars, Fort Hood. I kneel and pray for those who lost their first child, their first loves, lives volunteered for love of country, lives rubbed out at their own countrymen's hands. Oh, say, Fort Hood, I can see.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
that.
Thank you.
This is the kind of
Stationed
poetry I
at
want to
Fort
publish.
Hood,
So
and it's
yeah.
got horrible
Mhm.
what they
Mhm.
did in Fort Hood.
Wow. Next up is Joseph Milosh. I'll find his poetry.
Angel only right under Angel.
You're Angel Guerrero.
Thank you.
Okay, can you hear me, Don?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Which one would you like me to read, or is there
I have to
only?
admit, A Perfect Irish Grave is a really good poem.
It's one of my favorites, so
Ah, yeah, justifiably so.
I love the picture.
Thank you. I searched for the closest thing I could find.
And Angel, as a vet, I really appreciate your poem. That was good. Okay.
Thank you.
A Perfect Irish Grave. From the upstairs closet of my memory, I removed a mason jar full of my mom's button collections. Blues, red, clear fasteners from dresses, and some from Dad's pea coat. I reflect on these things of little consequence and their pull on my history. After her death, I traveled to Michigan and visited the home of her childhood. Parking in front of the path leading to an abandoned farm, I balanced with care the weight of sadness with silence. In the northern part of the yard, the barn shed its paint in red flakes. Its barn door hung lopsided and remained open to strays. The corn crib slanted away from the silo and towards the hen house. The years unhooked the coop's fencing from bent nails, and the chicken wire curled like a flag. To the west is a house with bleached wall as cracked as the porch steps. Pausing on the path to her childhood home, I stooped and uncovered a portion of the body belonging to the broken statue of a blue and white Madonna. Her veiled head poked from under the root burl of a wayward rose. I knelt, and with my pocket knife, I shaved the knot away from her head and shoulders, loosened the dirt beneath her ribs. I dug a tunnel to remove her from the earth and found a glass button buried inside her. It reminded me of Mom's collection and her wish to have an Irish rose planted beside her headstone. Here, a burgundy rose grew over the burial site of the Virgin's statue, making it, as my mother would say, a perfect Irish grave. Thank you.
Mhm.
See, I can see why Don likes that. Yeah.
It's just so marvelously detailed. Meaningful.
Wonderful. Lyrical. Very, very nice. Well done.
Indeed, well done.
Our next up is Charles. Jerome.
Mute. I am unmuted.
Oh, I gotta type your name right.
Perrone. Pronounce it like the Italian beer.
There we go.
Oh, you guys all drink beer, right?
Ta-da, wake up. Okay.
Okay, I participated in the Austin Independence Airport Poetry Prompt Circle for 4 years during the pandemic, and once a week we prompt things, and the unpublished epigraph to this one is just called haiku, and it says, "My class owns this right. It's called prerogative. Your class must make do." So further to the question of class, I don't want to wake up at dawn, nor to get up early, not even during the duration of the whole morning. Thus, noon will be the designated time to commence. Breakfast time is past, so first up, it will be lunch. Then I can begin to confront the troubles facing me, first of which is the overwhelming hypocrisy of the ruling class that claims to be in favor of democracy when the opposite is so clearly the actual real case.
Yeah. Thank you, Charles. And next up is Jackie Chow.
Okay, I'm unmuted. I think I'm gonna read the second poem. It might have something to do with Trump and Kamala. I'm not sure, but the second poem.
There we go.
Okay, the poem is called Not. They say we're not very smart, using a negative modifier instead of the actual word. They could have said we were dumb, dotish, or dull, but not very astute. They say we're bimbos or dim bulbs. The two terms almost sound alike and have similar meanings. Maybe they're the ones not very bright. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Jackie. Hey, Don.
Yeah.
Could I suggest just a moment for Jerry Garcia?
Oh, yeah, no, Lynn requested to read Jerry's poem.
I was wondering
Okay.
about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry to hear about his recent passing.
Yeah.
That'll work for me.
Are you still here, Lynn?
Yes, I am. I didn't know who you were going to have read it. I had suggested that somebody read it, but if you turn to it. I'll see if I,
Oh,
the only thing is that on the screen share, a lot of the writing is very pale. It's not only that it's in small type, but it's kind of light. So I have to get very close to it, even with glasses on, to see it. But let's see what it looks like.
okay, let's try that. How's that?
Is there a way to make it darker? I can't do that. I can't highlight it to make it darker. Maybe you can make it a little bigger and see what. Okay.
Yeah, just increased it to 125%.
Okay, that works better. Okay. Okay, this is for Jerry. When we endorse the noise of conflagration. In the living room sanctuaries, evening news repeats washed out images of ancestral turbulence in shithole countries. On Main Street, demonstrators carry torches to proclaim their liberty in a dogmatic battle between founding fathers' freedom and the right to hate their neighbor. Pepsi Light quenches our thirst as we watch swarms of protests in faded pixels of satellite color. In the absence of labels, foreign Zoccalos renounce narcissism. On inhabited hillsides, taste for hedonism fuses sympathetic thoughts with hot tub spirituality. The indulgences of leisure block lighted images of remote skirmishes. Drums of sacrifice echo from far-off melee to battle hymns of skinhead pride through coast-to-coast dinner time. Not even the weather report serves up equanimity in these pandemic days. Plastic in the wallet satisfies temporal yearnings. It clings to what important technology gleans. Challenged by the indifference of avarice, the heart ignores its call to care. The mind does not create means to follow distant struggles or feed the hungry across the street. Turn off the TV, drink a cup of tea in silence.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jerry, I hope you're hearing us. Thank you for the poem, Jerry.
Happy it's there. It'll be there longer than any of our lives, hopefully. All right. We're just about to call Dean Okamura. Bring up his poem. Hey, Dean, which poem would you like to read?
Oh, I forgot. What was the other one?
Okay. Helping Hand is a great poem, and Thinly Dipped Dark Chocolate Superheroes.
Oh, well, no, actually, let's do the first one.
Yeah, that's a great poem.
Okay.
There you go.
It's called That Helping Hand. Black affluence, black homeowners, black-owned banks, black Wall Street. A 19-year-old black man stumbles, reaches for the hand of a white woman. It's March 1921. Touching her hand was enough for leaders to call for a lynching. It unleashed angry white mobs. The next day, the sun rises over Greenwood, all rubble, devastation where dreams stood. Touching one hand justifies killing, bombing, destroying the American dream. Prosperity turned into the faintest of hope for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That helping hand is a myth.
Last line, tough pal. Very good.
Thank you. It's nice to see the range of voices in this collection. It's great to hear and expand our thinking.
Thank you for the
And
Greenwood
let's
piece,
go
Dean.
to Chaloki. Let's see, how do I do that? So is it under his regular name? or his pen name. Let's see. Oh, it's both. Yay. All right, Callipy, which poem would you like to read, sir?
Which ones I have?
Well, you got Oh America, America, and Decolonize This Poem.
Okay. Okay, since I read Decolonize This Poem last time, I'll go ahead and do Oh America, America.
The sneaking feeling you might have had a third poem. Yes, I'm
Oh.
right. This little light of mine. Okay. So which one?
Wow, okay. That's my last was
yeah, that might be a good one.
Okay, I'll read the last one. It's short. It's
okay.
This little light of mine, 200-pound bombs paid for by our tax dollars, has her name along with those of the rest of her family written on it. Levels their Gaza City apartment buildings within debris shadows, glimpse of light emerges. When they shelled us with the second missile, I woke up and was surrounded by rubble. I realized that my leg had been cut off because there was blood and I had no leg. I tried to move it, but it wouldn't move. My father and mother were martyred. My brother Mohammed and my sister Dahlia also. I want someone to take me abroad to any country to install a prosthetic leg, to be able to walk like other people, so that I can move and go out and play with other kids. I want to become a doctor like those who treat us so that I can treat other children. I only want one thing, for the war to end. On December 17th, shell and Israel tank gun, paid for by our tax dollars, with name of 12-year-old girl recovered in Gaza hospital, written on it, is fired. Peace be upon you, Dunia Abu Mohsen. May all who have witnessed that little light of yours, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Thank you, Callipy. Going out to David Fuster.
Hi, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
All right. Hi, I'm David Fuster. I'm currently calling in from Tacoma, Washington, where I live. But it's my project in my retirement to be considered an honorary Southern California poet, because I'm old and I get cold in the winter. But this is a poem that was based in Tacoma, about the art forms of America in some way. And this is an event that happened in January of every year at the Tacoma Dome, the big dome in the city. But I worked kitty corner from it at the Tacoma Book Center, so I always had like a bird's eye view of the event. So, and actually, the poem says it's taken from Tristan Corbière. Tristan Corbière, as all of you poets no doubt know, was one of the poets maudits that Paul Verlaine wrote about in his essays. Tristan was writing around the 1870s, and I took the form of this particular poem from Tristan's poem, The Wandering Minstrel and the Pardon of Saint Anne, which was a satire of a Catholic yearly shrine event. Anyhow, it's called Monster Jam, an ode to Tacoma's greatest cultural event, taken from Tristan Corbière. Blessed are the toxic sands along the shores of Commencement Bay, where every year from far-off lands, countless supplicants come to pray. At that mighty shrine, the Tacoma Dome, they journey through winter's muck, far from their safe and comfy homes, to worship the mighty monster truck. From Puyallup, Ording, Walla Walla, Boise, Bozeman, Klamath Falls, they come to join the righteous holler to their mighty metal gods who maul. Their MAGA hats come out of exile from closets where they've sat a year. Confederate flags again flown in style, for freedom is the watchword here. The multitudes are maskless there, let no satanic block prevent everyone getting proper holy share of carbon monoxide's sacrament. They've saved many months to afford this treat. The tickets are quite highly priced. Silent prayers are said as they take their seats, that no random child be sacrificed. The show begins. The engine's roar can barely drown out the crowd's great glee, when in the middle of the circus floor, Greta Thunberg is burned in effigy.
Wow. Very telling tale.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good job. Yeah.
Thanks. I usually don't write rhyming poems, but you know, Tristan demanded it. So anyhow, it was fun to write.
How about your muse?
I'm the opposite. Writing's my bread and butter.
We're going to Michelle Smith now.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening. Don, thank you for the opportunity, Don. I feel inspired and empowered to be here.
Which poem would you like to read?
This one's the longest, and I think it's relevant for today.
Let's do that.
I'll read this one. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. Okay.
Mhm.
Can you let me see? I'm gonna raise it up a little bit. Okay. I see it. This is a little okay. Okay, good. Thank you. We're the flowers that bloom. I wrote this poem 4 years ago and it's still relevant today. We're the flowers that bloom behind the gate, planted firmly. There should be no sorrow. At night, they will close and open again tomorrow. Incredible, they are brighter, bountiful, and beautiful to share in the morning glory of God's care. Not to be divided and conquered, equal opportunity for the shrub, as in Genesis, the beginning of God's love. And this is America, not all of sovereignty, the home of the brave, and certainly not of the free. These flowers came from the ancestors of Africa, grown in a new and strange land, chained and beaten, slavery, bravery, and in graves. America is their home. 401 years from 1619 to 2020. Many of our sons were not born in April of 1992. The 28-year-old Ronnie King, not in revolt. Mine was only 6 years old. Injustice continues and the blooms are forlorn. You tell me about Medgar, Malcolm, and Martin is not enough. Protect yourself. If someone bothers you, we are told. But you are not able to, for he may wear a badge in the colors of black and blue, in the color of authority. Those flowers no longer grow and gleam in the morning glory. Another statistic, another story. The shrub is my son, the bud is my son. And so are countless others. Someone's uncle, cousin, friend, neighbor, father, or brother. He is not a criminal, but in this country, and as in Ralph Ellison's book, he is treated as invisible. So where does the flower grow now? Where will it thrive? Did you know that the flower is autistic and stereotyped? He has a hidden disability in the gentle giant as to be described. If the flower grows and reaches to a new height, I don't want to be a mother crying to heaven to tears, crying tears to heaven for the rest of my life, wondering who plucked my flower and allowed him to die. Genesis is the beginning. God loves all. Protect my son, my flower, my God. We're the flowers that bloom. Thank you.
Phenomenal, Michelle. Good poem.
Thank you.
You say it all. It's wonderful.
Thank you, Don. I appreciate it.
Turning now to Simone Wilson. Simone. Let's see.
Couldn't unmute. Had computer problems today all afternoon. But hello, everyone.
Loud and clear. Wonderful, Simone.
Okay. Um, it's interesting that this poem comes right after Michelle's because it seems totally appropriate. So good job, Don. Here's what it's called. Don't run. Can't you hear me screaming? Don't run. Above the deafening sounds of the screeching sirens. Don't run. All they want is an excuse so they won't have to turn you loose. Don't run. Drop the phone. They'll swear it's a gun. When you're dead, it can't be undone. You're not on the lam. Show them your hands. You gotta raise, who's gonna raise your son, the child that carries your name? His mom will do the best she can, but she can't teach him to be a man. Don't run. The child support you're getting paid can't be the death of you. No way. I know that you're in the rears, but you need to tune your ears and hear me when I scream. Don't run. That minute bit of weed is no more than just a seed. It's a Class C misdemeanor, probation, and a fine. You don't have any priors, so you probably won't do time. So stop running. Lay down on the ground. I hear the sound of the Negro hounds, the rhythmic patting of paws to pavement. Pat, 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 pat. No Harriet Tubman in this space to lead you to a safer place. They're listening for that one command to rip your legs, your feet, your hands. Getting, tearing, limb from limb. Their teeth are bared. The outlook's grim, so don't run. Your mother stands there shedding tears. For what? One failure to appear? X marks the spot on the evening news, and all you see is a pair of shoes. They'll tell us justice was being served. Another black man got what he deserved. Don't run. There'll be a mock investigation, maybe a march in the street. They'll sing We Shall Overcome, but we won't. So don't run. Bullet holes in the back, the police shot him twice. Don't ever forget. That's how we pay the price. The punishment doesn't fit the crime, so I'm begging you, stop in time. Stop, drop, even roll if you must. But whatever you do, don't run. Running will not save your life. Running will make you lose it. And I don't want to see you go out like that. Thank you.
Wow. So the fates are on our sides in terms of these poems. Yeah, I'm glad this is up. It's got to be seen by as many people as possible. Right, a couple of people left the meeting. I want to see if they're back. Because I unlocked the meeting and I took away the waiting room. But I don't see them. Oh, there's Sterling. He is here.
Sterling's here, yeah.
Okay, Sterling, let's give it a go. What do you think? You got no background? Okay, you got to unmute.
I apologize to everybody. Somehow when I signed into a tape that started going simultaneously. So when I came back in, it turned the tape off. So God only knows. I think I'll do equivocative coercion.
Yeah, I was severely rattled, man. I'm not used to being quote bombed.
Me
But
neither.
at least it was solved thanks to GT. My hat's off to GT, man.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I see Roland is here now too. So I'm putting you on the list, Roland. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Sterling.
Equivocative coercion. Pork barrel political verbiage strung across television broadcasts like cheap Tannenbaum tinsel, and it morphs into vulgar sound bites, social networks, and Wi-Fi platforms that exhaust audience patience, dramatize mundane news items, sensationalize dreary stories, from retouched photographs and congressional indigestion to lackluster tales of human pathos and weepy voices, guilt-tripping viewers into filling executive coffers month after month in the name of a just cause. Privacy lost, superstardom found. Celebrities outfox paparazzi stalkers unless engaged in promoting their own brand of oil, full body deodorant, moisturizing shampoos, or high-end eau de parfum, basking in spotlights ad nauseum, while world events only receive 30-second nods between blocks of commercials that endeavor to create needs for marketing, stoke flames of incompetence, perpetuate fears of inadequacy, create endless appetites for solutions.
Mhm. Talking about social import. Yeah. We're living that every day. Thank you, Sterling. Giving the windows a once over, make sure I didn't miss anybody. If
Oh,
anybody's
rolling. You
come
got
back.
it rolling.
Yeah, I just add him to the list. I'm just making sure he's the penultimate poet, apparently. Yeah, he's the penultimate poet. Okay. After Roland reads, you're all gonna get punished. You're gonna have to hear my poetry. But first, this joy. Roland.
Thank you. I don't know where folks are reading from. I noticed you put it on your screen. I sent you an email right now of the poem I want to read.
Oh, not this? Oh,
Yeah, maybe I
well,
don't
I mean,
belong. Maybe
maybe
I don't
both.
belong here.
Let's
Maybe
make a bargain. How about do both? You willing to do both?
I only want to do one, and it's the one I just emailed
Oh,
you.
okay, that's the way you feel. All right. Fluey. Did you want me to put it up? Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, let
Well,
me fish my
yeah.
email here.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate your being flexible.
Even though this poem's short, I like it. So everybody can read it while I'm getting the other poem. All right. Email.
Yeah, I love it too. Yeah, it's a good poem.
I'm gonna have to stop the share because it's a different window.
Picks up speed.
Yeah. It was so easy to find a graphic for that poem. Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. Put up whatever you got. I don't want to
Well,
hold.
I'm on the email now. Email's coming open. It should be
All right.
about I hope about 7 more seconds.
All right.
Well, I'll take a commercial moment. My
Yeah,
book
that's a
is
great
out.
idea.
The Boys Are Not Refined. It's available at on Amazon. Gee, I should have put up the URL link, but I don't have it right here. But yeah, type it in there. The Boys Are Not Refined and GT Foster, and you're gonna come. Hey man, I'm getting great reviews. I'm liking them. I'm liking the reviews, and some of them are from strangers. So that's really good. So anyway, they check it out. I think you'll like it. It's 1968 Vietnam War story, but it doesn't take place in Vietnam. It takes place in Thailand. The Boys Are Not Refined. Thank you, Don. Did you find that poem?
Yes, sir. I'm trying to make it larger so it's easier to read.
It's available as an ebook, also Kindle. Yeah. Either way.
Okay, here goes.
Awesome.
How's that?
That's perfect. I'm going to read off the one I have on my screen. Doesn't matter. Thank you for putting that up. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Where do my feet stand? Whose blood flows under my fallen arches? 10,000 years pump in indigenous blue veins, thistle fibers layered around lacerated, hungry souls of Asians as they trudged the Bering's Ice Bridge. Their land was old when Los Conquistadores savaged natives until creeks ran crimson, stole gold for the Queen's Grace and Ronda's Cathedral. Their land was old when Spanish priests wasted mission tribes for Jesus. Their cross-born gore ran to the LA River in the trough of Zanja Madre. Their land was old when Mexican grantees from Chihuahua cultivated citrus on Boyle's Heights on hills where the slain Pongva once hunted. Their land was old when Fremont's Yankees sabered Mexicans in Cahuenga Pass, touched their Spanish language, but married Juanitas, spawned proud strains later evicted from Chavez Ravine. Their land was old when poet laureate of Puebla de Nuestra Senora La Reina de Los Angeles, Luis Rodriguez, was whelped long before Louis Coiled Serpent struck quake swarms in Silmar. Occupation gringos stole campesino grazing land for Anglo golf courses. The land got older when Ruben Salazar, Chicano thought leader, was executed in a constitution-sanctioned redress of grievances by our citizens. Any wonder why La Raza burst out from East LA?
Orale, orale, pues. Nice work. That land was old. It's getting older. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I
Yes.
recognize too much there.
That was
Hey,
old.
Roland, is it okay to put that on the site?
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you very
yeah.
much. Thank you very
Yeah, I
much.
can read that again. Yeah. Their land was old as hell, man.
Oh, I was about to ask a question about the forum and its future moving forward, but okay, I guess it's never mind.
Yeah, well, we got one more poet. So, did you want to ask your question now or after the last poet?
I guess after the last poet.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. I'll bring it up. Time for the punishment. Hmm. Want to read this one? This one's all too real for me. I want to show the picture real quick. Okay, absorb. Here we go. I got the slightest taste of Gaza. When the roofers came, walked on my roof, tore off the old shingles, hammered in new plywood boards. The next day, they returned, laid down insulation, and proceeded to plug in the portable air pressure gun, shot rows of nails into each tile. The noise was like a barrage of bullets being fired, with the occasional heavy clunk, placing more ammo above. I felt assaulted and ran outside to escape the war. In my cube, parked at the curb, unlike the people trapped in an unrecognized country without permission to leave, denied food and supplies for uncountable months. That's
Yeah.
still going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Jesse, go ahead.
Stand the metaphors.
Jesse?
Oh yeah. So no, my question was, but maybe you're gonna say it, but I guess I'll just say it anyway. My question is, what's the future of the Kingfisher Poetry Forum gonna look like moving forward?
That's a very good question. There are no deadlines for this forum. So the question, I guess, becomes, can you submit again? So I don't want to create confusion as to what was before and all that. So maybe I need to do a, what do you call it, a part 2? Or something like that. I'll think of something. And then I'll put on another call. Because this is a continual need, I'm sorry to say.
That's
I was
good.
trying
That's
to
good. Yeah.
prove a point to California poets in the schools, and yeah, responded. So I'm a little disappointed by that, but I'm satisfied
And
with the site. I love the poets on it. I love the poems on it. And go ahead. Someone wanted to say something. Go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say also you have a and for the people that are on the website, there's a good roster. Like, former poet laureates, emerging poets that are, touring, all over California, like from SoCal to San Francisco, and they're
Oh
gonna be
yeah,
one of them.
it's like
One
a
of
whole
them that's
nother
on the
reading,
list.
really. Yeah,
Yeah, one of them that's on
yeah.
the list is gonna be reading in Lit Hop.
And that is
Laura Sabeno.
okay. Feel free to plug
Mm-hmm.
Lit Hop. When's that?
Saturday, October 12th. It's an all-day festival
Where's it at?
in Fresno. It takes place like in the Water District.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to know what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then one of the poets recently moved to Ireland that's on this list.
Ooh, who's that?
Paolo Bicchietti.
Oh yeah, Paolo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, so they got Zoom. Well,
Oh yeah.
hopefully we'll hear from him again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Igual,
All right.
igual.
Well, it's time to say then, thank you so much all for being here. And like I promised, it might be a little shaky, but most of it is good. I'll put this up on YouTube, and hopefully people will enjoy it and be directed to the website because of it and submit their poetry. So I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of the year and beyond.
Thank you,
Okay.
Don. This was a
Keep on
great
writing.
project.
Thank you.